Hello, guys. How are you? I'm glad you're here. Hope you're doing good. And this is Felipe back again with another K drama review. Okay, so today I'm reviewing a Netflix drama that I finished. I finished two this week. I did a review on the other one already, and this one is a Netflix one. It was called Was It Love? 16 episodes. And it starred Ji-ho. If you happen to know anything about Running Man, then you'll know who she is. But she definitely is an actress and she acts. And I watched this drama because of her. And the reason, and you might be like, oh, because you're like a huge fan. Like, I am a huge fan of Ji-ho, but I have never been a huge fan of some of the characters, not her as an actress, but the characters. And I feel like one specific character she played in this drama one time, and she was like cheating on her husband and just acting weird, and can't think of the name of the drama right now. But I don't know, you know how sometimes it don't be the actor, but the character just leaves like a bad taste in your mouth, and you be like, you can't see past them, see like, okay, girl, they was just playing a part. Like, you know they were, but you just was like, ugh. So, okay, that's kind of how I felt. But I was like, Angel, that was her character. So I purposely watched this drama to see if I would like the character that she was playing, and if I could get over this whole I don't watch dramas with Ji-ho because of this one drama that she did. So in any event, I watched it. And it was about, she wanted to be like a movie producer. Her name was Ah Jung in the drama. And she had a teenage daughter. Her mom, who was in the drama, I actually loved the mom. She's been doing playing a lot of mom. I mean, she plays a mom in most of the dramas, but I've always loved her, especially from like Healer and some other dramas, but she was her mom in this one. And so she's got like this teenage daughter, and she's, struggling, didn't finish college, like dropped out last year, college because she got pregnant and whatever. Working for this company now that produces stuff, but she didn't start out as a producer, but she figured whatever would get her close to what she originally wanted to do was fine. Boss is a jerk. She thinks one day she's signing whatever, but she's actually signing some loan shark papers. So he disappears, and loan sharks are like, oh, you owe us 1 billion won. And she's like, what? And you have 10 days to pay it back. She was, what? So she's stressed to the hill. She finally thought life was going to get better, and now she done got hit, like, with a dump truck. Like, it literally, like, smacked her. Everything is a mess. So she finds, I forget what she finds. I don't know how she finds it, but I know, like, she finds this, like, basically, like, handwritten old food stuck to a contract in her boss's apartment for the rights to, like, produce this book. So she's, like, looking for the author. Nobody's seen him. He's, like, incognito. He doesn't do interviews, whatever. Long story short, she finds a way. She figures it out because a loan shark is, like, first of all, when he meets her, he's like a little mesmerized by her, and you're like, why does he act weird with her? But we'll get to that. So she's got to figure this out. And so she does, and she like makes an appointment to like meet this author. But her author is one of her ex-lovers or ex-boyfriend from college or whatever. So now, was it love? The main point is she's got a daughter who doesn't know who her father is, but knows he's not dead, but he's dead to them. And whatever happened to her happened during her college years, for her getting pregnant and being a single mom. And you also like, well, they gave you some flashbacks, but you really don't know. So there was this other guy named Rue, but he turned out to be like a famous actress, but he was like one of their friends. But he also liked Ah Jung. And then the guy that she dated, of course, liked Ah Jung. And who else? So then you got the loan shark who acts like weird around her. You wonder what his deal is. But then he's got a picture of a woman that looks just like her, like in his house, that supposedly is the mother of his like son, because he's raising his son, and his son seems to like be petrified of him and doesn't talk to him, which is a strange scenario. And then you got this other guy, and he's like younger. He ends up being when they move, and he ends up being her daughter's teacher, and they like reconnect, and apparently he like has always like loved her. So you basically have got, what's it, 4 guys, I think I said, who all have some type of connection to her and like her in some capacity, or have liked her in some capacity. And then it starts to be a big thing because the daughter's trying to figure out, now she wants to know who her dad is. And then you start to wonder with her, like, hey, could one of these 4 be the dad? And that's basically like what you're trying to figure out. I've talked a lot about what the drama was about. If you watched it, you're like, Angel already knew that. Can you get to how you felt about it? So, enjoyed it. Had some humor, had some serious points. The guy that she did date in college was a nut, and he was crazy, and he wrote this book basically that she wants to produce, but it's really about them, like, because in his head, you deserted me, like, you left me. And he just like bawled his eyes out for like a year, I feel like after, she left the school and just disappeared. So you got this pushing, this pulling, this tug, and the daughter's trying to follow the dad. The mom trying to still keep it a secret. Her mom doesn't even know who her granddaughter's father is, because the daughter like never reveals it, and it's just this big secret. But all these men are like flocking to her for one reason or another, and it's just crazy. So you're trying to figure out, because I know I was, who the heck is the father? I had a feeling who it was, but then they kept throwing, the writers, they were kind of good to a degree, throwing you off like, But I'm like, okay, it definitely can't be him, but it could be him. But is it him? Like, that's what I was going through. So, what else was, I'm trying to think, what was the humor? Oh my God, the scumbag of a boss who was, he was the ends of the earth, and then he ended up still screwing her, like, in the end, taking money. And I don't know, his character, he was just scum. But the guys were like cool, and it was like all of a sudden she had like 4 protectors, and her daughter had 4 protectors, and the loan shark's son and her daughter actually were ended up being friends, and he was like helping her like find the dad or whatever. But he had a crush on her, and she was totally paying him no mind. And her mom's friend was like, "You don't see what's going on?" And she was like, "What?" She was oblivious to it. But in the event, we do find out who the dad is after lots of drama and just wrong people thinking wrong. But the scene where they like find out, and it was just very emotional, and it was crazy. And then there's an explosion, and there's a kidnapping, and so yeah, some stuff happens. And then the mom realizes it was so much of what happened with them in college and why they broke up, and her being a single mom, was just misunderstandings. And it's like 14 years lost. So now, she realizes she was so mad at him still because she still had feelings. You know that whole thing where you like, I hate this person, but deep down, you don't really hate him. Because when you done with somebody, you feel nothing. When you still got too much anger, because some of that anger is like still feelings. And that's kind of how it was with her. But he still loved her. He made no bones about it once we found out who the dad was. And he wanted to be a family. The daughter was like, listen, I don't need a dad. I'm good. My mom and my grandma raised me fine. I'm not really looking for a dad, but I realize my mom needs love. You seem to make her smile, make her happy. You could be her husband, but I'm good over here. So I said, oh, this little child, she a little hot mess. Now, I was enjoying it. It was going good. Then you always got to have somebody leave. So some drama did happen, and, he wanted to protect, he just found his daughter and his long lost love, whatever. And he wanted to protect him, so he decides to leave. Somebody always leaving towards the end of a drama. Oh, we can't, if we're together, no, I must go. Oh, I gotta leave. So he pulled the whole I'm leaving stunt. She bawled her eyes out. I was like, don't go. He still left. I'll be back one day. Lada. He does come back. He said he needed to write the real story now that all the misunderstandings was cleared up. So the weird thing is the way he came back is the same way basically she ended up reuniting with him in the first place, like because of a book and wanting to produce the movie of the book and not knowing who he was because she uses an alias when he writes. And so okay, I like that. Y'all did the same little scenario. That was cute. Then and like, so a couple other things happened, but then it fast forwards to there's a wedding, and it's like, oh, they get married. But then you pay it. Then I'm looking. I'm like, but wait, As Young is in the handbag. You got all the 4 guys there. You got the actor who was her best, like a good best friend for both her and the baby's father. You got the young guy who liked her, even though she didn't see him that way. And you got the loan shark there, and you're like, well, why all 4 of them dressed in tux? So who? But she's not in a wedding dress, but somebody's in a wedding dress. But the person who's in a wedding dress is holding on to her. But the mother's sitting there, and I was just trying to, like, for a quick second, I had to, like, go, okay, whoa, pause. What the heck is going on? Then it clicked. I love this. I thought this was adorable. The fast forward was when I tell you a real, not the fast forward like, oh, okay, they met back again, they got married. Like, they fast forward the heck out of this joint. But I thought it was adorable that they did that. Her daughter and the loan shark's son were getting married. You don't fully see their faces, but it's implied. And it was implied in the right way, where I'm not saying, was it implied? And did I read that wrong? It's very obvious. That's what's going on. And so now she's becoming in-laws with the loan shark. Her daughter's back. Like, and I thought that was the best fast forward I've seen in a long time for an ending. And I loved it. And I'm giving this 4 stars. Yeah. So, Jiho, yes, I'm over my hump of I can't watch a drama with you because that one character made me mad. And even though it wasn't you and it was a character you was playing, I can't watch a drama with you anymore. This drama did it for me. That part of that, I'm over it. It's gone. I've crossed the hurdle. I got over it. Boom. Thank you so much for this drama. Thank you guys for watching. Just like I always tell you, I like to create a dialogue. So if you watch this, let me know what you thought. Who did you think the baby father was before you found out the baby father was? Did you know who the baby father was? Were you like me and you weren't sure? Did you get thrown off the track? Let's talk about it. How did you like the ending? I loved the ending. I thought it was cute and a little bit different and a better fast forward than some. Yeah. And I'm Netflix. Was It Love? 16 episodes. Philly Pre giving it 4 stars. And yeah, and if you didn't watch, but you watched this review because you're like, hey, is it worth me watching? I know I rambled some, but also let me know if this review, now you're like, hey, I'm gonna go watch this. Let me know. All right, guys, if you haven't already, like this video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share if you can. If you're in any K-drama groups and you've watched this, maybe you could share my review. I would greatly appreciate it. All right, guys, this is Philly Pre saying bye. Until next time.